Martin. Okay, now we're live, yeah.
Okay, hi everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I'm just going to do a few technical housekeeping things, get all that stuff out of the way, and then we'll do some niceties. So before we start, just to clarify and remind you all that this is being recorded and you will be able to view it again on YouTube after this session is over. So if you're participating, which is fantastic, a couple of things. Please remember that we can hear your noise as well as you hearing us. So any cups of tea or coffee or drinks or that kind of stuff, if we could just ask you, just make sure if you're going to put it down on the table, it's not right next to your computer or your speakers or your sound, because everyone will get it. Also, if you're participating, if we're in the middle of a conversation, we'd love you to contribute. So if we could ask you to say in chat, I have a comment, I have a question, then that's great. Then we can stop talking and give you a chance to speak. So just try and notify us. And the way it's going to work is Baya's going to lead this session and I'm going to try and do the technical stuff. So looking after the HackPad, looking after Twitter, so that we can get conversation going there. So again, on the technical side, in chat on the Google Hangout, it's not recorded. So if you put any links or any particular questions on there, they won't be recorded for afterwards. So again, I'm going to try and pay attention to that so that if you do put a question that isn't on the HackPad, I will try and pick that up and we'll go with it as we go along. So can we encourage you, please, to join the HackPad, join our Twitter if you want to contribute that way, and the hashtag being open research. There are other ways, and I've noticed that already some of you have been using the forum, which is fantastic. So that's another place if you wanted to go on and put some comments you could do. So this is going to be quite an informal session. I am just going to say, technically, poor Bay is poorly. So has come back from holidays or conference and just actually has been very under the weather. So please bear with her if there's a bit of coughing and that kind of thing that's going to interrupt you. So we do apologise in advance. But in the same token, we're actually going to turn around and make sure that you get involved as much as we do. So we really would appreciate your comments, your thoughts, any opinions, you know, all valuable and welcome. So we look forward to hearing from you. So hopefully that's the technical side. Hopefully we haven't got any problems with people getting on. It's great we've got people participating and viewing, so that's lovely. So the niceties, just to say, my name's Natalie and I'm the project manager on the OER project, and I'm new to OER, so this is all quite exciting and new, but I've got a great team and I'm really finding it fascinating. Finding out all this, the course as well has been interesting as we've been going along. I'm learning something new every week, so I hope you are too. Obviously this is Bea, and she is going to lead the session. She's going to be completely wonderful, and we're not going to worry about her being ill because we're going to get through it together. But I'm going to hand over to Bea, and she's going to take you through this session.
Okay, thanks, Nat. Yes, as Nat has just said, okay, so this is week 3 of the School of Open course on how to do open research. You've already talked about, you know, what does it mean to do research in the open. If you were with us last week, it was all about ethics. This week, really, we decided to focus on open dissemination. And when we were putting together the whole course, there was a couple of things, a couple of topics or a couple of themes that we thought it would be interesting for you to think about, and you know, to really have a conversation around this. For us, we're always putting together the School of Open course coming from our own experience of working on the OER Research Hub. So that's basically what I'm gonna bring into this session today. What experiences I have as a researcher, and what experiences we've had as a team working on the OER Research Hub. As Nat said, this is, I mean, I see it as an informal as an informal session. We are like, I'm certainly not an expert on open access. I'm more a user, or I strive towards open access, and I'd say it's very much the same situation with Nat. So the whole idea is that we can have like a nice conversation about all these topics. The first thing, so what I don't know. I mean, if you have any questions at any point, do come in and share your thoughts, answer, or ask your questions, whatever. There's been a couple of things that we've asked you to think about during the week, and I know that I came in a bit late during the conversations because I haven't been well. And again, if I cough, excuse me. The good thing is that germs don't go through Google Hangouts. Yeah, so the first thing we asked you to have a look at and think about is the whole idea of open access and the difference between green open access and gold open access. And I think myself, okay, so there's a couple of interesting points that were mentioned in the forum. I can talk about it from my own point of view, and also this, we kind of take for granted that I don't know whether we take it for granted. We should take it for granted that open access is definitely necessary. Whether we're ready to pay for it or we're ready to pay so that others can actually access our research, that's a different thing. But would anyone like to come in? Would anyone like to actually give us your thoughts on whether you would favor gold access or green access, for instance? While I cough.